Well, guys, we have reached the end of the pumpkin collection, so after this, we're going to move on to the silver leaf collection, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and FYI, I kind of sort of have a cold, so please excuse any sniffling and coughing, sneezing, and all that stuff. I'm just kind of a little out of it, but I can still smell, so. Alright, so I was hoping to save the best for last, but it just didn't really work out in my favor. It's just a gamble. So, alright, this is a 3-wick in pumpkin carving burning in my room. And this one says, invite everyone over to enjoy the fun fragrance of making jack-o'-lanterns and this blend of pumpkin, brown sugar, and nutmeg. It appears to look like a flawless, perfect, excellent burn, but it's not. It took a lot of babysitting and patience, and you know the routine. I thought this was going to be perfect because it has the same color, the same wicks as it did last year, just a different label, but excuse me, I'm like dying again, but it's just, yeah. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, so you're witnessing a third day burn, and the wicks are like last year. They were like not thick, not thin. They're like the medium colored, the medium straw colored wicks that are just always good for me, but not so much for this candle. It just kind of started out not so good. So I trimmed the wicks because they were super long, so I trimmed them down to about halfway, lit the candle, and let me tell you something, this candle had low flames from the jump. Like, I lit it and the wax was tunneling, couldn't smell anything, so I'm like, oh great, not pumpkin carving. And mind you, this used to be pumpkin patch years ago. I didn't like pumpkin patch, I just overlooked it. Like, it didn't stink or anything, I just didn't really feel the need to grab it. But years, passed me by, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool, new label, new name, why not? So I ended up really liking it, and thankfully I stocked up when it was 75% off. I got like, oh, I don't know, maybe 7 of them, so I'm good. But anyway, so lit the candle, it clovered, tunneled all the way down the middle, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to leave, well, not leave the home, but I'm just going to do what I have to do around my home, and then come back to it maybe an hour later, and it was okay. I guess it needed to self-correct, and the wax pool got kind of deep and even. Not really deep, but it was even. So that was okay. Flames were super low, so I'm like, okay, this is just disaster, dead in disguise. But I let it burn for about, let's say, maybe 7 hours so I can fully self-correct, and then I could actually smell it. So I'm like, okay, now I can enjoy the set. So that was day 1, not so good. Day 2 was a turnaround. I'm like, here we go. So I lit the candle, the wax melted and pulled out in about maybe 15 minutes, and then the throw kicked in right then and there. So everything kind of fell together and kicked into gear for the second day in about, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes tops. So we're looking pretty good. And the scent throw wasn't choking me out. It was just kind of like there, not too strong, not too light, somewhere in the middle. It's guest friendly, so I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Now today is third day. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you. The flames are like nubs. They're so small. The wicks are just like nubbing out. Like, they're so tiny. You can kind of see that small little flame, and it's like how the other ones look too. But like, after this burn, I can guarantee you that this candle's going to die out. It's going to dud out. I can see it. So what I did after this, I guess I lit it earlier today, and it took about maybe an hour this time because I had to use the cotton balls. I'm so out of cotton balls. You guys owe me so many cotton balls. Like, I'm just kidding. But I had the cotton balls out. I'm like, you know what? If this doesn't work, I'm going to get my tin foil. And if that doesn't work, back it goes. So fortunately for me, the cotton balls were enough. And I could start smelling it again. And now that it's like, pretty much halfway, it kind of smells like just kind of waxy, like birthday candle mixed with like pumpkin carving scent. It's not really pleasant right now, so I don't know. It went from like not so good to bad all within like 3 days, so I don't know. And the throw right now, it's just not really here. You can smell it, but then you really can't. So not too good with this one. And let's get into the throw, of course. I guess like different days, different throw. But overall, I'm going to say it's a medium throw. It's not the worst, not the best, but it's medium. And then the actual scent. Well, I like that this candle does not have the typical fall, like standard, easy, simple cinnamon spice. They've given it brown sugar, nutmeg, so that's a little bit different. I mean, it's still kind of like on the same premise, but it's better. It's different. And as you know, with pumpkin, I mean, if you've ever like carved a pumpkin, and look at the like pumpkin on the bottom left near the CA, it's so cute. It's like a little baby pumpkin. I'm like, oh, look at the baby. But if you ever carved a pumpkin, you can smell the inside, and it doesn't have a scent. It's like bland, doesn't really smell like anything. So as you know, like any pumpkin scent's going to be followed by heavy spice, cinnamon. That's just the way it goes. I didn't make it up. It's just the way it goes in the world of fragrance. So with that being said, I feel like this is the sorry, I'm like choking. This is the best representation of an authentic pumpkin. Like, of course it's brown sugar, a little bit of nutmeg, but it's still, there's still something there that makes you say, oh, it's not just only, you know, heavy spice. It's, you know, a real pumpkin. So I like it. I really do. Unfortunately, this one's not working out for me, but I'm probably will end up getting another one. But knowing me, it won't work anyway, so what's the use? And why exchange this dud for another dud? So that's a whole new story. I'll talk about that later, but alright, let me get out of here and let you guys go. Overall, grab it. It's cute. It's mass appeal, but for me, it just didn't work out. And that's it. So thanks so much for listening and watching. Sorry this review was a total failure, but like I said, I just wanted to get them out there because it's been like a while since I've had, well, 3 days, but you know what I mean. Alright, so thank you again for listening and watching. You have to comment, rate, subscribe. That's a must. It's a plus. Mandatory. Gotta do it. Just, yeah. And God bless, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks. Love you much. Bye.